up, you guys? This is Rob from Guy Plays, and today on the Daily Grind, we are going to be taking a look at one of my most hated weapons ever, but improved! The Prisma Angstrom. Yes, you guys, this weapon got a bit of a buff, and I'm happy for those who enjoyed it, but I'm not happy for me who has had to play it this entire time. You know, it's kind of like DE takes a weapon that you already didn't like, then they make it better at doing the thing that you don't want it to do, which is killing yourself. And you guys know I have a bad reputation of dying to weapons that can kill yourself. If a weapon can kill you, I bet you it has killed me more than the average amount of times. But let's go ahead and take a look at the buffs. So the Prisma Angstrom was actually available from Barokatir in his most recent rotation for 475 ducats and 210,000 credits. Which, you know, I wish he would have paid me to have to kind of put up with this. But for those who do love it, its charge rate has been improved by a ton. This thing like gets up to its maximum charge in like no time, and with the Angstrom previously, with Lethal Torrent and Gunslinger, it brought it up to a 0.65 charge rate. So this is even faster than an Angstrom with a, I want to say, a pretty standard build, because, you know, we ran Lethal Torrent, we had Gunslinger on it. That's kind of standard for the Angstrom. So this is even faster than that. So when you go ahead and put Lethal Torrent on this, and maybe even possibly Gunslinger, if that's the way that you want to build it, this is going to be like, it comes down to like 2.6 seconds or something like that, or 0.26 seconds. It's crazy. The critical chance has gone up to 10%, which a 5% increase isn't really that major in this specific case. It's also had its reload speed drop down to 1.8, so it's faster at reloading and it's faster at charging, which is exactly what you want this weapon to do. So let's go ahead and take a look, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I put 3 Forma into this begrudgingly. It's a weapon that I'm never gonna ever use again unless I'm like forced to for some strange reason. It does, a part of me wants to put a 4th Forma in there just to kind of like, you know, finish it off, because I don't really feel like this build is necessarily where I want it to be. But I mean, I'm not going to use it again, so why am I going to go ahead and level it up more? But we've got the standard build, we've got Gunslinger, and here's something that we didn't have with the original Angstrom, which was Fulmination. So Fulmination improves the blast radius by 24%. Now the thing about the blast radius on this is it's not all that big, but because of the way that the Angstrom works with kind of like, we'll take a look at that in a second. We'll figure this out. It's probably not going to be using Frostbite. I'm probably going to be using the fiery version, Scorch. So there, that's the build that we're going with begrudgingly for now. I would probably take out Gunslinger and add in like an elemental mod, probably something that kind of like fuel corrosive in there, or I might just dump it completely, put a dash in, and put in the primed heated charge, whatever. It's just damage, really, at this point in time. So for those of you guys who don't know how the Prisma Angstrom works, it is a charge weapon, but what basically happens with this weapon is you have, do you have 3 in the mag? Is it just 3 in the mag? What you can do with this is you can just click it once, and it fires off a single rocket. Now, as you can see, it's only consumed 1 ammo there. You're getting 3 rockets because of multi-shot. And here's the thing. With multi-shot, instead of sending out the missiles into one place, it actually shoots the main projectile in one area, then the other rockets spread out around it. So what'll happen is, you can see, boom, it's consistently shedding missiles in kind of like clusters, right? But here's what happens. You can hold down the charge button, it's gonna be really fast, oh my god, and it shoots out this cloud. Maybe if I zoom out a little bit better, you can see the cluster of rockets that kind of like come out from it. And that's why I was saying that the reload animation, or the reload speed increase to this, is a big buff to it, because a lot of people will just fucking carpet bomb an area with it just like that. The only thing that you do have to keep in mind is that this is an explosive weapon, so what's going to end up happening is you will run through your ammo very, very quickly. You want to make sure that you're either very, very aware of the fact that you need to pick up ammo, or you just want to click it very quickly just to kind of like toss out a couple rockets at a time. You don't necessarily want to unload everything that you've got at once, especially if you're planning on going multiple rounds with this weapon. So we're going to jump into some gameplay really quick, and then I'm going to leave this weapon where it belongs, buried in the very, very back of my Warframe weapon closet. Alright, so as you can see, I have my Wukong loaded up just in preparation for any potential deaths that may happen with the use of this Angstrom. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this isn't the most deadly of deaths that I've experienced when it comes to explosive weapons. Like, it gives you some time to react to it, but me personally, this is like, it's interesting and it's different, but it's not anything that I would like. And because of the fact that we have fulmination now, the carpet bombing is just a tad bit better, because what ends up happening is the explosion radius allows it to kind of, what's the word I want to say? Overlap. The explosions overlap a little bit better because of fulmination's added range, which is nice for the people that enjoy this weapon, but terrible for the people who hate weapons like this. Now, my question for you guys is, are there any weapons out there that you guys dread, that you absolutely dread, that DE has quote-unquote improved or brought out different variations upon? I think the one that sticks out in my head the most is the Volcar Wraith. Oh my god, as soon as those came out, I was like, why? Why did you try to quote-unquote improve this weapon that is just terrible? I absolutely hated like the zoom in on it. The zoom in on it was just like so gut-wrenching, sickening that I just could not handle it. I was like, I need to get rid of this weapon ASAP. Like, and a part of me was like, why are you putting Forma on this weapon? You're never gonna use this weapon ever again. It's literally just gonna sit in the back and this is why I don't like this weapon. Because literally, well, see, it's fine. I'm invincible, so I'm okay. But yeah, like that, oh shit. This is definitely one of the weapons that I just could not handle. I was like, I could not stand this at all. Same goes with the Volcar Wraith. The Carrick Wraith, I was a little bit like, the Carrick Wraith wasn't a weapon that I quote-unquote hated. Like, if they buffed it up just, if they buffed it up better, I would be like, oh, okay, I guess that's fine. But there are some weapons that just mechanically, I was like, not all about. I tried to like the Ignis Wraith, to be honest with you. I tried to like it. It was definitely better. It was a better version of the Ignis. But I think at the end of the day, I just kind of hated the Ignis. Like, I kind of thought about it, I was like, I mean, I guess it's good with Saren, but beyond that, I really wasn't into it. See, look at that. Thank you, Wukong. For everybody who hates Wukong, this is what he's made for. He's made for leveling weapons that are evil, like this one. But yeah, it's a little bit. I mean, I know that I'm probably not playing this optimally, and there's some people that will fucking love this weapon to death, but literally me, it's just not my style. And I'm sure that there are other weapons out there that people are not super fond of the mechanics on. Like, some people I know hated throwing weapons, so they weren't really like happy about seeing the glaive get its day in the sun, when it happened to get the glaive prime. But there are some weapons like the Kulstar that I'm like just dreading. I was like, please no. Even though I love the lens is okay. There's a part of me that absolutely loves the lens because mechanically it's genius. First you have the slowing field, and then you end up doing this big crazy AoE damage, but I'm like, I gotta stay away from that. That shit is gonna kill me so bad, and I'm gonna feel so dumb using it. And this thing has like, I mean, the travel time on this isn't terrible. It's probably just the way that I'm using it is bad. Hold on. Let's just try to use this like the standard ways. But even then, it's kind of like, even then you get, what is it called? Terrain gets in your way and whatnot, and you kind of have to like cross your fingers for the spread. Cross your fingers for the spread to be okay. But yeah, this is just not my type. And the thing is, I've put enough Forma into it to know that it's not my type, but I still feel the need. I'm like, but if I can't put a full build in it, can you really judge this weapon? And I'm like, yes, because mechanically I hate it. And yeah, so that makes me curious to see, like, are there any people out there that absolutely groan when like a shotgun or a bow gets primed, or any of those get Wraith or Vandaled? I know that I wasn't super excited when I saw the Quanta Vandals, if I'm gonna be like if I'm gonna be realistic with you. I mean, I know the Quanta was like a favorite of people. You know, it had that 50-meter range, so it was really, really long and whatnot. And I mean, those are great pluses, and it has, you know, all of the explosions, but I got tired of it with all of the, like, the Mirage stuff. Like, have you tried this with Mirage? I'm like, yes, I see all of your obnoxious squares. Leave me alone. And I'm not saying that the Quanta Vandal is a bad weapon in any way, shape, or form. It was just really mechanically not a weapon that I really, really wanted. I was like, can we get something cooler? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't even know what kind of weapon. Like, a part of me feels like I want, like, oh, I've been wanting a crossbow for forever and ever, right? And then all of a sudden we get like some crazy ridiculous explosive weapon. I'm like, no, please, I don't want that. I don't want. So let me know in the comments if there are any specific weapons out there that you are just not fond of when they got quote unquote improvements, and you're just like, I don't care what it is, because there's some weapons out there that like you change your opinion on. You're like, all right, so this got prime, then it's way better. Like the recent one with the Ballistica, right? Like, the Rock the Ballistica was fine. I didn't like it all that much. Like, it was okay. It did the job, and it gave you energy, and it's fantastic, and you got that cool viral AoE that came off of it. But the Ballistica Prime, like, for me, I was like, alright, let's see what we can do with this. This is about to get juicy and really interesting, right? Because we got ghosts and shit, and now it deals even more damage. Like, it took, like what I said in that review, is it took the damage away from the proc, and it gave the damage to the actual weapon itself. So I was super, super into that, and I got more into that, after it was improved. But yeah, so it changed my opinion in that way, shape, or form. But this is one of those that at its core, the mechanics just make me angry. I'm like, no. If this thing were to fire off like fucking like a million bajillion rockets, but what didn't cause the rockets to spread out, you know, didn't cause it to be more of a carpet bomb or something like that, if it just kept the rockets in like a tight little cluster, I would be like, oh, okay, well, at least, you know, at least it's more accurate now, and as long as I aim it, you know, as long as I aim it in the right place, it's gonna be able to concentrate all that damage into one solid shot, as opposed to just having this crazy spread on it, almost like almost kind of like a rocket shotgun. It's like all of the pellets. Thank you, Wukong. Almost like all of the individual pellets were rockets. And I mean, it's entertaining, it's cool in practice, but oh my god, I just die so much from my own use of these explosive weapons. And you know, it's not the weapon's fault. Like I said, there are people who are gonna love this weapon. Me, however, no, this weapon can go to hell. I can't deal with it. Regardless, let me know how you feel about the Prisma Angstrom in the comments below. Let me know if there are any weapons that you absolutely hated that got improved and you're like, nope, I still hate you. And let me know, did you put more Forma on them? Were you just kind of like, alright, let's see if I can make myself like this weapon? Or did you just say, I'm just gonna get you for mastery rank, and then I'm just gonna stick you in the back of the closet and just be done with you? Because that's kind of like how I felt when I saw the Prisma Angstrom. I was like, well, I'm done with this, and I'm gonna move on with my life. So let me know if you had that same experience and you were like dunzo, just like me. But that pretty much brings this episode to an end. For those of you guys who stuck around to the end, if I could just get you guys to give some good juju out to all of the people that are currently stuck in Hurricane Irma. As you know, that there are, I've got some content creators that are, you know, good friends of mine that I'm very worried for. So put some juju out for them, and as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch yo body. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit flustered. I'll talk to you guys soon.